Picture this. It's Sunday, and you're driving past a closed Chick-fil-A. Suddenly, you feel that familiar craving hit. Your mouth starts watering just thinking about that crispy chicken sandwich. Sound familiar? You're not alone, and it's not an accident. What if I told you that Chick-fil-A makes $18 billion every year by putting some of the same chemicals found in silly putty into your chicken sandwich? That their simple grilled chicken contains 46 different ingredients, and their classic sandwich has approximately 55. Today, we're going to uncover the dark science behind America's most addictive fast food. We'll explore how one company turned a simple chicken sandwich into a chemical cocktail designed to hijack your brain and keep you coming back for more. Trust me, by the end of this video, those long drive-through lines will make perfect sense, and you might never want to join them again.
Well, it's just sad that Chick-fil-A is resorting to getting this bootleg chicken. And a lot of the chicken has probably been through, has complex trauma. It's probably, who knows where it's from. Probably it could be Memphis. It could be East St. Louis. Who knows where a lot of these animals are coming from now.
Our story begins in 1946 in a small town called Hateville, Georgia. A young entrepreneur named Truett Cathy had a simple dream: serve the best chicken sandwich in America. He opened a tiny restaurant called the Dwarf Grill, where he hand-breaded chicken and served it fresh to local customers. Back then, things were beautifully simple. Cathy's original chicken sandwich had maybe 5 ingredients: chicken, bread, pickles, and some seasoning. Families could eat there knowing exactly what they were putting in their bodies. The chicken was real, the bread was normal, and the ingredients were things your grandmother would recognize. For decades, Chick-fil-A stayed small and local. Cathy built his business on Christian values, quality ingredients, and treating customers like family. The restaurants were closed on Sundays so employees could rest and worship. It was the American dream in action: honest food, honest work, honest profit. But as Chick-fil-A grew from a single restaurant to hundreds of locations, something fundamental changed. The company faced a problem that would transform them forever. How do you make the same chicken sandwich taste identical in Georgia, California, and everywhere in between? The answer wasn't better training or fresher ingredients. Instead, Chick-fil-A turned to food science, the art of using chemicals to create consistent taste, texture, and most importantly, cravings. What started as Truett Cathy's simple chicken sandwich was about to become one of the most engineered foods in America. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual shift from real food to what scientists call ultra-processed food products, items that look like food, taste like food, but are fundamentally different at a molecular level. The turning point came when Chick-fil-A discovered the power of MSG, monosodium glutamate. This wasn't just about making food taste better, it was about making food irresistible. MSG is what scientists call an excitotoxin. It literally excites your brain cells, making food taste amazing while creating an almost drug-like craving for more. But here's the genius part. Chick-fil-A doesn't just put MSG in one place. They put it in the chicken and in the breading. That's a double dose of brain hijacking chemicals in every bite. This discovery changed everything. Suddenly, Chick-fil-A wasn't just selling chicken sandwiches, they were selling addiction. Customers who used to visit occasionally found themselves craving Chick-fil-A multiple times per week. The long lines that the company is famous for, those aren't just hungry people. Those are people experiencing chemical cravings. But MSG was just the beginning. Chick-fil-A realized they could engineer every aspect of their food to create maximum addiction. They could control how the food felt in your mouth, how it smelled, how it made you feel afterward, and most importantly, how quickly you'd want to come back. This wasn't accidental. This was a calculated business strategy. Create food so addictive that customers become loyal for life.
Because it makes the Chick-fil-A sandwich more addictive. Chick-fil-A, multiple other fast food manufacturers, they're not in the business of making health food. Even though Chick-fil-A kind of pretends to be health food, it masquerades as health food, and some people believe it's healthier. They're in the business of making you food that is addictive. Food that actually makes you hungrier, food that makes you want to eat more, and food that keeps you coming back because you're kind of addicted to it. So right from the outset, the grade A grilled chicken breast from Chick-fil-A has a ton of ingredients and is highly processed, not what it pretends to be on the outset.
Let's break down exactly how Chick-fil-A engineered their food to be addictive. When you understand their strategy, you'll see why it's almost impossible to eat just one sandwich. Chick-fil-A loves to advertise their 100% chicken breast. But this is misleading marketing at its finest. Their grilled chicken contains 46 different ingredients, including water, multiple types of sugar, soybean oil, and something called dimethyl polysiloxane. What's dimethyl polysiloxane? It's the main ingredient in Silly Putty. Yes, the children's toy. Chick-fil-A puts this industrial chemical in their chicken as an anti-foaming agent. They claim it's safe, but you're literally eating some of the same substances used in caulks, adhesives, and cosmetics. Why add industrial chemicals to chicken? Because it makes the cooking process more efficient and the final product more consistent. But it also means you're not eating real food. You're eating a food-like product engineered in a laboratory. Here's something that will shock you. Chick-fil-A puts sugar in almost everything. There's processed sugar in the chicken, sugar in the bun, sugar in the sauce, and even sugar in the salt. They use different types, table sugar, corn syrup, maltodextrin, so you don't realize how much you're consuming. Your brain is wired to crave sugar. When you eat it, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical released by addictive drugs. But sugar gives you a quick high, followed by a crash, leaving you craving more. Chick-fil-A has weaponized this natural response to keep you coming back. Chick-fil-A uses multiple seed oils in their food: soybean oil, canola oil, palm oil, and others. These oils are cheap to produce, but terrible for your health. When heated to frying temperatures, they create toxic compounds that cause inflammation in your body. But here's the sneaky part. These oils also create a specific mouthfeel that your brain associates with satisfaction. The combination of crispy texture and oily richness triggers pleasure centers in your brain, creating positive memories associated with Chick-fil-A food. Chick-fil-A uses natural flavors throughout their menu. This innocent-sounding term is actually a loophole that allows companies to add up to 100 different chemicals without listing them individually. These laboratory-created flavors are designed to be more intense and appealing than anything found in nature. Food scientists spend years perfecting these flavor combinations. They study brain scans to see which flavors trigger the strongest cravings. They test different chemical combinations on focus groups to find the perfect bliss point, the exact combination that makes people want more. To make their food last longer and taste consistent, Chick-fil-A adds numerous preservatives. TBHQ, a petroleum-derived chemical, keeps their oil from going rancid. Sodium aluminum phosphate keeps their breading fluffy. Calcium propionate prevents their buns from molding. Each of these chemicals serves a business purpose, but they also affect your body in ways we're only beginning to understand. Some are linked to hyperactivity in children, others to digestive problems, and some to more serious health issues.
Don't let yourself get scammed at Chick-fil-A. I think everybody knows that the original fried chicken sandwich probably isn't the best for you. But what if you got the grilled chicken sandwich? Now, if you just looked at what they advertise, you'd think this is pretty good for you. But what is hiding is 11 grams of sugar and 65 ingredients. And I'm not even including the sauce that 99% of you put on there. These 65 ingredients are a mess, including seed oils, gums, preservatives, anti-foaming agents, and dough conditioners. Specifically, EDTA salts have been found to induce massive intestinal inflammation. Damn! This should contain no more than 10 ingredients, but then it'd be hard to addict you to coming here.
Today, Chick-fil-A generates more revenue per restaurant than McDonald's, Burger King, or any other fast food chain. They've achieved this dominance not through better ingredients or healthier food, but through superior addiction engineering. Oh, and great service. Well, actually, amazing service. Regardless, the science behind their success is both impressive and terrifying. When you eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich, here's what happens to your body. First, the MSG hits your taste buds, sending pleasure signals to your brain. The multiple sugars cause a rapid spike in your blood glucose, giving you an energy rush. The seed oils create a satisfying mouthfeel, while the engineered flavors overwhelm your senses with artificial intensity. But then, about an hour later, everything crashes. Your blood sugar plummets, leaving you tired and irritable. The pleasure chemicals in your brain return to baseline, making normal food seem bland by comparison. Your body starts craving those intense flavors and chemical highs again. This isn't your fault, it's by design. Chick-fil-A has spent millions of dollars perfecting this addiction cycle. The health consequences are severe. Regular consumption of ultra-processed foods like Chick-fil-A is linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. The chemicals used in their food have been associated with hyperactivity in children, digestive problems, and neurological issues. Perhaps most disturbing is that many of Chick-fil-A's ingredients are banned in other countries. Europe prohibits many of the chemicals that are perfectly legal in American food. Countries with stricter food safety standards have recognized these substances as too dangerous for human consumption. Even some Chick-fil-A employees have spoken out. Reddit forums and industry websites contain warnings from workers who say they would never feed this food to their own families because they know what goes into it. Chick-fil-A's success has fundamentally changed the fast food industry. Other companies have studied their formula and implemented similar addiction strategies. What started as one company's approach to customer loyalty has become the industry standard. But there are signs of change. Consumer awareness is growing as more people learn about ultra-processed foods and their health effects. Some cities are considering bans on certain food additives. Health experts are speaking out about the dangers of engineered food addiction. The most powerful change is happening at the family level. Parents are reading ingredient lists and choosing real food over chemical cocktails. They're teaching their children that food with 55 ingredients isn't really food at all. Chick-fil-A's legacy isn't just about chicken sandwiches. It's about how an entire industry learned to prioritize addiction over nutrition, profit over public health, and chemical engineering over real cooking. The next time you feel that Chick-fil-A craving hit, remember what you learned today. Those aren't natural hunger pangs. They're chemically induced cravings designed to separate you from your money and damage your health. Real chicken doesn't need 46 ingredients, real food doesn't contain silly putty chemicals, and real satisfaction doesn't require MSG and artificial flavors. Remember, if you can't pronounce the ingredients, maybe you shouldn't eat them. Choose real food, protect your health, and break free from the addiction cycle. I'll see you in the next video.